name is Akshay, and I've been living in Goa for the past 12 years, but I'm actually based from Haryana. My father had a defense background, so I've been traveling. So first I was in Haryana, then I came to Vizag and Mumbai, and then to Goa. So totally it's been 12 years I've been in Goa, and my schooling, my college, everything has been done in Goa itself. Yeah. So this idea, my company's name is called Fitness Konnect, and we call it as Fitness Konnect because our mission, हमारा जो mission है, it is to connect people with fitness. This is the whole idea. इसीलिए हमने start किया था ये. This journey started in 2018 when I was in my third year actually, and with my friends only. So I'm a very avid lover of fitness and sports. I mean, I've been actually in my school times also. I used to play sports. I'm actually a national level athlete. I've represented my school also at national levels, and we have won also a gold medal in athletics. Also, I've been a proper good football player also, and also in cricket also, representing my school in state level and taluka level. So yes, I have a background in sports and fitness from a long time. So this passion came along with me in college also, but doing business in fitness was never expected. So this idea came in when I actually started gymming in my 2018 when I was in my college third year. So I used to go out in the gym, काफी ज़्यादा regular था मैं काफी, and I used to do, mainly the intention was to do bodybuilding, that's it. Now when I started doing gymming, I started understanding that business in which gymming used to be there. मतलब लोग जो gym संभालते थे, the owners and all, I used to interact with them a lot. And soon and steady, I understood that they had a lot of problems in their business. इस fitness industry में जो actually if I tell you a small background about this industry, fitness industry is made up of many stakeholders. These stakeholders include the gym owners, the fitness centers, the trainers, and the coaches. And they all run this business. They are the ones who actually transform people behind. Okay, if I go to a specific gym, I interact with the gym owner and then I interact with the trainer and then he helps me out with my diet, workouts, etc. So he's the right person who is actually the backbone of this industry. So I used to interact with them. I used to understand a lot, like, sir, क्या चल रहा है बताओ अभी आप कहाँ like कैसे आप आगे बढ़े कहाँ से? I used to actually interact with their background also. So one day that person told me, see, yes, I come here, I actually help a lot of people in transformations, but I also face a lot of problems with my customers. I'm not able to interact with my customers properly. I'm not having a good retention rate in my gyms, and I'm not able to have a good connection with my customers. I asked him, what is the problem? क्या रोकता है आपको? क्यों नहीं कर पाते? उसने बोला भाई मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, मेरे पास कुछ सपोर्ट नहीं है किसी का, मेरे पास सिर्फ 2 स्टाफ है जिनको अच्छे से बात नहीं करना आता, मैं कैसे करूंगा ये सब, तुम बताओ. So I was like, sir, इतना टेक्नोलॉजी चल रहा है, आप कुछ ट्राई करो ना, इतने सारे एप्लीकेशंस आ गए हैं, सॉफ्टवेयर आ गए हैं, कुछ ट्राई करो. So he was like, भाई मेरे पास इन सब का टाइम नहीं है, तुम बताओ तुम कुछ कर सकते हो तो. Since you're an engineer. So I was, then that part hit me that if he's asking me this part and I have done so much in terms of मैंने इतना schooling किया, इतना education किया, why can't I support him? So that time this part hit me that I should support these people, this industry, which is actually so much tradition, which never had this support in their complete ecosystem. So then my idea came out with a small software which actually gave them a push. That वो software जहाँ से idea actually बाहर आया था, it helped them completely track their payments. What was the problem is that in सभी gym owners को they never used to get their payments on time. Neither they were able to track their customers. They connect with them, send SMS, send emails, notifications. So I made this software for them, specifically for them. तो उससे क्या हुआ? Slowly when I gave this software to them, उन लोगों ने software लिया, payments time पे आना start हुई, लोगों से interact करना start हुआ, and the customer experience improved. So लोगों को लगा भाई ये तो काम कर रहा है, तू जो मुझे चाहता था तूने वो दिया मुझे. मेरे को लग रहा है कि भाई अब मैं लोगों से बात कर पा रहा हूँ क्योंकि लोग मुझे feedback दे रहे हैं. जब मैं किसी को SMS भेजता हूँ, जब मैं किसी को email से बात करता हूँ, तो लोग बोलते हैं हाँ sir, he's actually interacting with me. He's taking care of me. Taking care was a very important word in this industry जो लोग नहीं कर रहे थे. These gym owners were not able to do. सिर्फ एक membership ले ली और उसके बाद उसका transformation कर दिया is not enough. You should know how he's living, what is his lifestyle. Is he following all the fitness like little thing he has told me? That is important. So मेरे software ने help किया उसको यहाँ तक पहुँचने में. And that's how the first version of my software came in. It was an ERP based software which came out, which was my first product, which I launched in around 10 gyms in my first 2 months itself. 10 gym को दिया मैंने directly. The response was very good. It was a very small version of my software. अच्छा response आया, मैंने दिया लोगों को काफी अच्छा लगा. And slowly steady ये मेरी journey आगे बढ़ी. मैंने फिर आगे 20 जिम को दिया, 30 gyms को दिया, 50 जिम, 80 gyms. In my first year I was actually able to cross 60 gyms easily. Because Goa is a market, इतना बड़ा नहीं था, इतना penetration नहीं हुआ था, so काफी लोगों ने accept किया इसको. So as I said, this journey started from a very passionate way of like seeing fitness to a very business way of seeing fitness. मुझे पता चला कि yes, there is a very good gap which I can actually solve for these fitness center stakeholders. And yes, I gave them the software, they liked it. And now this journey is moving ahead with actually getting more good products, not just in helping managing their business, but also helping their customers improve and like in their transformation journeys. So now I'm actually in a proper route in which मैं actually in gym owners और इन stakeholders को help कर रहा हूँ कि वो अपने customers की transformation journey को एक बहुत अच्छे तरीके से execute कर पाए. So we are actually in that journey itself till now. Yeah. If you see, हम जब 2018 में when we were in college, so when we are in college, there are not people don't think too much. हम लोग को सिर्फ पढ़ाई करनी है, semester exam देने हैं और bunk करना है और बाहर घूमना है. That's it. इतना ही करना है. That's what we all think. So when this idea came with me and when I actually went out and pitched this idea alone, जब मैं अकेला गया था, मेरे को बहुत अच्छा रिस्पॉन्स आया था जिम ओनर से. मैंने अपने फ्रेंड्स के पास गया, मैंने गाइस सी दिस आइडिया केम इन, मैंने पिच किया और उसको अच्छा लगा एंड नाउ ही वांट्स मी टू मेक दिस सॉफ्टवेयर. मैं क्या करूं आप बताओ. सो मेरे साथ एक बंदा था, ही इज माय सीटीओ एक्चुअली करंटली, हिज नेम इज निखिल सिंह. सो उसने मुझे बोला एक काम करते हैं, इसको बनाते हैं, चल एक प्रॉब्लम है सॉल्व करते हैं, वैसे भी काफी बोरिंग लाइफ चल रही है, कुछ करते हैं चल. ही डायरेक्टली टोल्ड मी. सो हमारे साथ में उसने मेरी हेल्प की. ही वाज एक्चुअली प्रॉपर टेक्निकल पर्सन. सो वी बोथ सैट टुगेदर, वी गिव आवरसेल्फ अराउंड 3 months ऑफ टाइम एंड साथ में हमने प्रोडक्ट बिल्ड किया. It took around 3 or 4 months. Proper feedback, iteration loop was there. We went to the gym owner. We asked him, क्या चाहिए सर आपको, मुझे अच्छे से बताओ. ये मैंने UI बनाया है, ऐसा backend है, ऐसा दिखता है, आपको क्या लगता है? What should we do? He gave us very good feedbacks, and after 3 or 4 months of proper building, we got this product. So ऐसे मेरा I got my first partner in as a proper technical person. And then when I actually started expanding, I was able to see कि मुझे और लोग चाहिए in terms of reaching out to more people. So that's how my third person, Mr. Nishan Singh, he came in. So he helped me, bro, don't worry, I think तुझको प्रॉपर सपोर्ट चाहिए, मैं आता हूँ तेरे साथ, I'll get on board with you and we'll go ahead and we'll expand to different cities in Goa. Let's do this. You take up Vasco, I'll take up Margao, you take up Panjim. So that's so I think जहाँ से स्टार्ट हुआ था कि भाई मुझे सिर्फ ये करना था, जहाँ फिर एग्जीक्यूशन हुआ प्रॉपर्ली, फिर मैंने लोगों को बेचना स्टार्ट किया, उस हिसाब से आई थिंक पीपल गॉट एनकरेजमेंट मोर कि भाई ये तो काम कर रहा है, लेट्स डू इट विद हिम, साथ में करेंगे शायद और अच्छे से बढ़े. सो दैट्स हाउ निशांत आल्सो केम इन. And then my next 3 people, the lead designer, my more 2 technical developers, they also onboarded the next हमारे 3 or 4 months में वो भी साथ में आ गए क्योंकि उनको दिख रहा था भाई अच्छा स्कोप है, अच्छी प्रॉब्लम है सॉल्व करने के लिए and people are also liking it. So I can say उस समय इतना डिफिकल्ट नहीं था कन्विंस करना. इट वॉज ऑल अबाउट माई एक्शन कि मैं किस हिसाब से उसको एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा हूँ. अगर उनको पसंद आ रहा है तो मेरे साथ ज्वाइन करेंगे. सो इनिशियली इट वॉज ऑल कि मैं कर रहा था वो चीज़ और उनको लग रहा था कि दे वांटेड टू हेल्प मी बिकॉज दे वर ऑल माय फ्रेंड्स, साथ में थे तो वो उनको सपोर्ट करना था और वो साथ में आ गए. आई टोल्ड देम गाइस साथ में आते हैं, अच्छे से बिल्ड करेंगे, इतनी बड़ी टीम रहेगी, उतना अच्छा प्रोडक्ट बनेगा, उतना अच्छा बिजनेस बनेगा, लेट्स डू इट. सो आई वाज एबल टू कन्विंस देम आल्सो प्रॉपर्ली एंड दे ऑल केम इन एंड माय गॉड्स ग्रेस दे आर स्टिल विद मी. We all are building together and this all happens, as I said, one big thing is yes, definitely the idea is very important. At the same time, it is also important कि आपका trust साथ में रहे हमेशा. मेरा trust मेरे friends के साथ हमेशा अच्छा रहा है. They've always believed in me. At the same time, they also love this industry. The love of this industry is very important. सिर्फ मैं फिटनेस में इंटरेस्टेड हूँ ये मैटर नहीं करता, उनको भी फिटनेस में इंटरेस्टेड होना चाहिए. उनको भी समझना चाहिए कि भाई ये इंडस्ट्री कर क्या रही है, नॉट जस्ट इन टर्म्स ऑफ डेवलपर्स और समथिंग, बट येस अंडरस्टैंडिंग द डोमेन इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो दे आर ऑल्सो वेरी गुड फिटनेस लवर्स, वो भी साथ में आए. एंड देन येस, सो दीज ऑल थिंग्स क्लिक्ड अप, द पैशन क्लिक्ड अप, the encouragement clicked up, the motivation clicked up, and then we all came together and we're still together. That's how the full team got built up. Journey of full pandemic was a very big learning for us. And it was a very different experience. First of all, not expected, no one expected a pandemic. And yes, we were very new to this business also and to this industry also. So when the pandemic hit, initial 1 or 2 months, we didn't actually have any idea what to do next. It was very difficult for us to figure out what to do next. But yes, this was in our mind that anyhow we have to go through it. We will not stop and we will go through it. That was the definite idea, which I told my team on the first day itself. That this pandemic might go to 1 or 2 years, we will have to fight it. Very simple. Because we have taken this leap and we have to go through it. That was the first thing I told them. Now the idea was to strategically see that how can we go through it. Now अगर मैं आपको simply बताऊं, it was all about survival through those times. Definitely my full business model is revolves around the gyms itself. Subscription model we call it. तो अगर gym चल रहे हैं हम चल रहे हैं, simple. If the gyms are stopped, we don't actually work, we don't get business through it. So when the pandemic actually came up, all the gyms got closed, all the spas and all the fitness and wellness industry actually came down. So if you can say our business model completely stopped and we didn't get any money from this sector. So now the question is then how will we survive? Same question was for my team as well. So yes, so we were actually operating for the past 6 to 7 months. So we had some capital reserves जिसको हम लोग को use करना था very efficiently. That was the first thing which I actually got with my finance team. And हमने बोला देखो guys, इतना पैसा है, इसको इतने टाइम तक यूज करना है, सर्वाइवल रखना है. वी हैव टू कीप अप सर्वाइविंग. एंड अगर मैं आपको जर्नी बताऊं, वी एक्चुअली यस वी वर नॉट गेटिंग पेड ऑल्सो. हमको सिर्फ खाना खाने के लिए और रहने के लिए रखना था. वी वर वेरी फॉर्चुनेट. वी एक्चुअली वन ऑफ आवर पार्टनर एक्चुअली हिज फादर हैड एक्चुअली गिव अस अ प्रॉपर रेंट हाउस. ही डिडंट आस्क रेंट फ्रॉम अस. सो आवर एक्चुअली हाउस पार्ट वाज सॉर्टेड. वी डिडंट हैव टू गिव रेंट. बट यस, फूड वाज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. तो सब लोगों को खाना देना था. बिकॉज वन थिंग वाज फॉर श्योर, वी नेवर टुक अ सिंगल पेनी फ्रॉम आवर पेरेंट्स. हम लोगों ने सब खुद से किया है. एंड दिस अमाउंट विच वी हैव, द कैपिटल विच वी हैड टू द अमाउंट ऑफ बर्न विच वी यूज्ड टू डू एवरी मंथ बिफोर पैंडेमिक, उसको हम लोगों को 10 टाइम्स कम करना था. बिकॉज उसी अमाउंट को हम लोगों को सिर्फ खाने के लिए यूज करना था और सर्वाइवल के लिए यूज करना था, डेली ऑपरेशंस के लिए. नॉट फॉर सैलरी, नॉट फॉर रेंट, नथिंग. वो हमने सोच लिया था, वी हैड मेड अप माइंड एंड हमको उसी हिसाब से आगे जाना था. सो येस, पैंडेमिक केम, वी थॉट 1 साल चलेगा. वी हैड कैपिटल रिजर्व्स टू सर्वाइव फॉर ओनली 1 ईयर. हम लोगों ने स्टार्ट किया, दाल रोटी खाते थे, सिंपल रहते थे हम लोग, उतना ही किया हम लोगों ने. और वी वर एबल टू लाइक बी विद दैट. एट द सेम टाइम our technology didn't stop. We knew that 1 साल का टाइम है, प्रोडक्ट को अच्छा करते हैं तब तक एटलीस्ट, बिकॉज इट वॉज ऑल अबाउट, एज आई सेड, इट्स अ सॉफ्टवेयर कंपनी. उसके लिए मुझे एक शॉप नहीं चाहिए, मेरे को सिर्फ लैपटॉप चाहिए. तो प्रोडक्ट बिल्डिंग चलता रहा साथ में. एट द सेम टाइम आवर सर्वाइवल ऑल्सो, हर दिन कुछ ना कुछ हम लोग कर रहे थे. द बिल्डिंग स्टॉप केम अप विद. एट द सेम टाइम अराउंड 3 or 4 months of time में ही we also had came up with our online complete website also, जिसके through we were actually helping those fitness centers to generate business through online. वो काफी अच्छा चला हमारा 3-4 महीने, काफी अच्छा चला. उसके बाद फर्स्ट वेव कंप्लीट हुआ एंड देन यस, we still didn't get business. हमारा कैपिटल चल रहा था. We were going on, we were slowly and steady, हम लोग चल रहे थे, आगे बढ़ रहे थे. And then after 1 year, problem started actually coming up. जब हमारा कैपिटल खत्म होने वाला था. So it was a big problem for us. Then we actually went out to our family and friends also. इनको हमने समझाया situation. I see guys, we are actually getting short of capital and pandemic का कुछ सीन नहीं दिख रहा मुझे. At the same time, business भी नहीं चल रहा. So, but we don't want to give up. हमको आगे बढ़ना है. So we had asked our family and friends. We again got some capital for the next 6 months. थोड़ा capital और मिला. We didn't take it as a proper charity type of thing. लोन पे लिया हमने, proper interest बोला, interest दो, इस पे interest लेंगे आप हमसे, जिस दिन पैसे आएंगे वापस करेंगे. We had a proper term within agreement sign किया था, उस हिसाब से हम लोग आगे बढ़े. We took that capital from them and accordingly फिर next 6 months तक again हम लोगों ने उस capital को use किया. Again for survival, not for rent, not for any salary, nothing. So उसको भी काफी judiciously use किया, survive किया. So now that's how we actually got through the survival mode in the pandemic time. But yes, at the same time, the business part उसको हम लोगों ने continue रखा. हमारा technology था, उसको build करते गए, उसको iterate करते गए. And as I said, the online part actually came up good in the pandemic time. हमने काफी अच्छा build किया and we gave it to a lot of customers in Goa also. Many customers got benefited also in Goa. काफी gyms ने अपना online session start किए हमारे platform के through. And yes, we also got some good, not very good amount of revenue, or some small decent amount of revenue through that online part as well. So जो 1.5 years का जो tenure था जिसमें हम लोगों को revenue इतना नहीं आ रहा था, I can say through online mode a different pivot किया हम लोगों ने, हमको थोड़ा पैसा आने लग गया. At the same time we got some money from other people also. And yes, we survived the pandemic this way. In terms of journey, as I said, मेरे दोस्त थे मेरे साथ, ऐसा लगा नहीं कभी कि बहुत डिफिकल्ट था, क्योंकि सब साथ में थे, सबने साथ में सफर किया उसे, सब साथ में उसे, आई वोंट से सफर, साथ में एक्सपीरियंस किया उसे एंड देन आगे बढ़े. सो इट वाज अ वेरी ग्रेट जर्नी. काफी कुछ सीखा. आई मीन एज वी से एडवर्सिटी टीचर्स अ लॉट. उस एडवर्सिटी ने काफी हमको सिखाया था एंड आई एम ग्लैड कि पैंडेमिक आया, हमने सर्वाइव किया. एंड नाउ लाइक इफ पैंडेमिक इज सर्वाइव्ड, आई थिंक नथिंग कैन स्टॉप अस इन गोइंग अहेड. So that's how we survived through the pandemic. As I said, financially we were able to like cope up with the financial part for the full pandemic part. In terms of technology and product, we were able to cope up. We kept iterating, we kept understanding the customer's point of view. वो भी किया हम लोगों ने उस हिसाब से. And the team, very important, team को साथ रखना was a big challenge for me. I did my best. As I said, currently my team is in a way that कि मुझे ज़्यादा convince करना नहीं पड़ता उनको, because they, as I said, they all completely sync with my idea. They know what we want to achieve. So that becomes a very big help, because they know that yeah, अभी problems चल रही हैं, but we know that there's going to be a sunshine after some time. तो आएगा एक दिन. So they are with me. वो भी साथ में थे, motivated थे. We used to wake up हमेशा साथ में उठते थे, खाना खुद बनाते थे. No maid. We never had a maid actually for the past 2-3 years. अभी luckily अभी एक मेड है, बट कभी मेड नहीं थी. खुद 6 बंदों ने, 6 लड़के थे. लड़के हमेशा खाना खुद बनाते थे, खुद साथ में रहते थे. एंड ज़्यादा बड़ा घर भी नहीं था, सो एडजस्ट करके सोते थे. बट येस, वी वेंट थ्रू, इवन दो वी हैड प्रॉपर होम्स एट, बट कोई ज़्यादा नहीं था. आई टोल्ड, बिकॉज सबका खुद का एक चॉइस था. साथ में रहना था, साथ में बिल्डअप करना था. वो चॉइस सब लोगों ने खुद लिया था. नेवर रिस्ट्रिक्टेड कि भाई नहीं ऐसा नहीं करना. सो वो भी सब लोगों ने खुद दिया एंड दे लव्ड इट. सो अच्छा लगा हमको. हमने उस पैंडेमिक के थ्रू सेल आउट किया अच्छे से. एंड also after some time we got support from the government also, funding के through. So वो भी एक point आया था जिसके through हम लोगों को थोड़ा support आया आ गया. And now, as I said, we knew that the pandemic के बाद time अच्छा आएगा and time अच्छा आ गया है. We are getting good business also now, and now it's going to be a very great journey. We know it because now we are tough enough कि pandemic भी हो चाहे कुछ भी हो, we will sail through. हो जाएगा वो चीज़. So that's how we get about it. Experience was a big issue when we started actually the business. People used to say, what do you do? I used to say, I'm actually in college and I'm studying. So that was the first. So you are in college and you are doing business. How is it going to work, man? I mean, you will leave the college and you will get a placement and then you will leave. That was the first question. तू आएगा, तू job लेके निकल जाएगा, तब मेरे system का क्या होगा? That's what the first thing he told. So that part was a big challenge initially. जब हम लोग को लोग पूछते थे कि तुम छोड़ दोगे, so I used to tell them, sir, कंपनी प्रोफेशनली फॉर्म की है, लीगली फॉर्म की है, ऐसे नहीं भागेंगे. कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइन होगा, अग्रीमेंट साइन होगा. लीगली आई विल मेक श्योर कि आपको प्रोटेक्टेड लगे. दैट वाज माय कंप्लीट जॉब कि मैं अपने कस्टमर को प्रोटेक्टेड फील कराऊं, लीगली ऑल्सो एंड माय टीम ऑल्सो एंड माय ऑफिस ऑल्सो. वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ही शुड नो, ही शुड अंडरस्टैंड कि ये बंदा जो कर रहा है प्रोफेशनली कर रहा है, ऐसे कहीं बैठ के नहीं कर रहा है. सो दैट वाज माय फर्स्ट पार्ट. माय कंपनी वाज प्रॉपर्ली इनकॉर्पोरेटेड, लीगल, एवरीथिंग, डॉक्यूमेंट्स वाज देयर. आई यूज्ड टू साइन एवरी अग्रीमेंट विद माय जिम ओनर कि भाई अभी सॉफ्टवेयर आया है, अभी आप अग्रीमेंट साइन करो, आगे से आगे बढ़ेंगे. सो लीगल बाइंडिंग वाज देयर व्हिच एक्चुअली हेल्प्ड हिम प्रोटेक्ट हिज सॉफ्टवेयर फ्रॉम द बिजनेस पार्ट. उसके अलावा द टीम पार्ट, दिस इज ऑलवेज देयर विद मी कि मैं अपनी फुल टीम का इंट्रोडक्शन करता हूं अपने एवरी कस्टमर के साथ. दे शुड नो दैट व्हाट माय टीम कंसिस्ट ऑफ, मैं कहां से आया हूं और what all things we are using, what all like background I have. I always tell them. This is a very, I don't know if every person does this, but from my point of view, I always do this. So whenever my first meeting is there with my customer, as I said, proper legal understanding देता हूँ मैं उसे. At the same time, I tell him about my background, my customer, my office, my team, etc. to make him more comfortable. So I think वो connect बहुत important रहता है जो मैंने I was able to establish with my customers, and he got that trust. At the end, the point is about trust. He should trust in you that yes, this guy will do business with me properly, and he understands my business. Understanding the business is also a very important part when you are actually doing business. So yes, as I said, my interest in fitness and passion in fitness actually helped me in this part. They knew that I understand business. I know what is retention rate, what is sales, what is registrations, renewals, कब होते हैं, कब लोग जिम छोड़ते हैं, कब हम लोगों को ब्लॉक करना पड़ता है, कौन लोग टाइम पे पे नहीं कर रहे हैं. All these very important things which are there in business, I knew it. I used to come to them, I used to tell them, सर मुझे पता है आप क्या कर रहे हो, मुझे पता है आप कहाँ प्रॉब्लम फेस कर रहे हो, and I know how to solve them. So that's how he got confident that yes, बंदे को पता है इसको क्या करना है. So yes, I can trust in terms of कि हाँ ये execute करेगा properly. Second part was वो भाग जाएगा, उसका उनको डर लगता था. So I told him सर ऐसे नहीं भागूंगा, properly company incorporated है, agreement signed है. आप भागूंगा तो आप मुझ पे केस करो, sue करो, मुझे आप करो, आपका proper right है वो, आप करो. But मुझे पता है कि मैं नहीं भागने वाला, मैं इस इंडस्ट्री में आया हूँ, उस पैशन के साथ आया हूँ और मैं वो करूंगा वो चीज़. So that's how that trust build up. दोनों तरफ से मैंने उनको protected feel कराया, and that worked. लोगों को अच्छा लगा, हाँ भाई ये बंदा सच बोल रहा है, ट्रांसपेरेंट है, और उनको अच्छा लगा. सो आई वाज एक्चुअली वेरी मच फॉर्चुनेट इन द सेंस गोवन जिम्स हैव एक्चुअली सपोर्टेड मी अ लॉट. I mean, usually they don't support. I mean, आपको experience देखना पड़ता है. But when my first gym actually, it's in Ponda only. So that person actually, he told me, he didn't ask many things. He just told me, can you make this software? If you make it, I will take it. I won't ask any questions from you. So that's how my first acquisition was very fast because that person supported me. वो मुझे support नहीं करते तो शायद मेरे को ये मैं कभी नहीं बना पाता ये चीज़. तो उन्होंने मुझे support किया and it came in, and that's how as I said, मेरे को बहुत लोगों ने support किया उस हिसाब से. They knew, I think that this person will do something, and that's why they're still with me. So this part of protecting my customers, I was able to execute it properly legally also, and through my understanding of business and being so transparent with my customers, it helped it. So I was able to establish a very good trust with my customers. That's how I think they were able to give that confidence in me that okay, go ahead, I'll take your software. And yes, one more question which you asked, that why will they take my software? Are they technologically so advanced or not? So if I give you a background, my software since I've been into this business a lot, I know that my customers are not so tech savvy. I know that, and they're not so educated. Also, the trainers part, they're very good in their business, in their domain, but not the technology part. So my software is actually takes care of that. It's a very simple software, and उसको बनाया है उस तरीके से है कि वो हर एक डोमेन का बंदा, हर एक ट्रेनर जो भी है उसे यूज कर सके. Not those different complicated jargons the software has. So that part has been taken care by my user experience and the user interface part of the software. उस हिसाब से ही वो सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया गया है, and that's how it has been taken care through the journey. So I can say technology part, we have handled the user experience and the user interface, and it is very easy to use. At the same time, not so much entries, not so much restrictions from the consumer point of view. ज़्यादा training नहीं चाहिए उनको. बहुत सिंपल है, आओ लगाओ और स्टार्ट करो. सिंपल, वेरी सिंपल थिंग, ABCD की तरह ये वो. That's how we have made it. We have actually, I tell my team also, make it like ABCD. इतना simple होना चाहिए. ज़्यादा complicate नहीं करना है. Always make it so simple. So that's it. If you make the software simple, everything is taken care. Anyone can use it. These technological things, it doesn't matter. It shouldn't matter also. So that's how it was all made. Make it simple. That's it. There is a very good case of mine. He was actually my third customer, and he's actually based in Vasco itself. So I can say he's again a very good, I can say a friend of mine also till now. And before, when I met him first, he was a proper business person. I mean, he was a gym owner, but now he's become a very good friend of mine. He was the person who have actually given a lot of feedback to my software as well, and made my software a very different and a very good one. So this person, as I said, yeah, he had a normal gym, but his understanding of the business was very deep when I compared to other ones. As you know, every gym owner is not a trainer. They open gym through business only, as a business, but there are some owners who are actually into the fitness domain. They know each and everything detail of it. When I came into the business and I made the software, I was not knowing ABCD of it, not completely. So this person, my third customer whom I'm talking about, that person actually, he came up with me, he understood my software, he gave me his feedbacks, and then I got to know that yes, there are a lot of red flags in my software, many red flags, and he helped me a lot. I was actually with him 2 or 3, I remember 2 or 3 days were there. I used to sit with him full 12 hours with him, understanding, okay, tell me, sir, what all things do you think is the lagging? What all things, problems you face me? Please tell me. So I actually never used to leave him. He used to take breaks. I used to sit there. I used to understand. Please tell me all again this. I used to ask him, repeat it, because yeah, that's how the full iteration thing went on for consecutively 3 days. I also didn't go to the college those 3 days. I sat with him, and yes, those 3 days were very important with him. He told me everything from top to bottom about his problems, everything in detail. I understood it. I noted it down, and I came back with all the solutions the next week itself. It was so fast. My iteration feedback loop was so fast that we got feedback, we executed it, we came back. So that's how, as I said, my second version of the software which was there, it actually came in the record time of 6 months itself. It's not so easy to get a software update in 6 months, but we got it because of those customers who helped me through this. At the same time, my team also. So I think that was the biggest challenge. When I met him, I knew that yes, software actually was lagging a lot of things, and I would never know it because I'm not there in the business a lot. This person who came up with me, my third customer, he taught me a lot in terms of my red flags, in terms of not taking care of so many things, and then yes, executing them in the right way. So yes, this was a very good experience with me, and that customer is still there with me. He actually, I can say that person, he gives me great ideas when it comes to this industry as well. And I'm fortunate that he is my customer. We have a very good bond together. And yes, it was a great learning from his side also. So when it comes to funding, definitely when we started the company, we knew that there's a term called funding. We never knew that funding is also there. Honestly, we never knew it. So then I started actually watching a lot of like entrepreneurship videos and everything, where people used to say, okay, you should have a proper pitch. Go out there and pitch to someone, and he might invest in you. So that's how we actually get funds. That was the first, I can say, encounter with me in terms of funding. It was a proper YouTube channel through which I understood that's how you get funding. Make a pitch, make a financial projection, and you get funding. That's how it is. But the journey began. We actually started pitching to people, a lot of people, and then we knew it was just not about pitching. It's not just about making projections. Not like that. It's completely not like that. There are a lot of things involved in it. You should know about your business, your market, many things. It's not just about writing it and go out there and giving a complete slideshow. Nothing like that. So funding came through that way, but my understanding of funding is actually still in the building process. Still now I'm understanding how to actually raise funding. It's you can say you will never stop learning about funding, because you will get a lot of investors in line. They have a different mindset, and that's how you get funding through different understandings of people. So this government part, we actually encountered with this government funding through one of my representative. I mean, I knew him through one of my contacts only. His name is Samir actually. He told me about that there is this funds, Akshay, go out there and try it. I went to him because I was not able to raise funds through private investors initially because there were many things which I didn't know what to present them. So I told him, what is the easiest way? Tell me, man, I'm not able to raise funds. I need funds. What can I do? It was in the pandemic time because, as I said, we were running short of funds. So the journey started from the pandemic itself. We got the need from pandemic that we had to raise funds. We have to keep it working. So that's how the full need came up. So from the need, I need to know that how can I raise funds? I got options. Okay, private funding, VC funding, etc., etc. Government was never there. But when I went for private funding, I met this person, Samir. He told me, bro, you should also try government funding. It is the most easiest one. Go out there and try it. He told me about this grant. I applied for it in the pandemic time itself. And that's how my application started coming. So the government actually accepted it. They got me for a presentation. They liked my idea. And they accepted me to actually present their idea to a proper board of people. A good like high-powered committee in the government which they have. I presented the idea to the high-powered committee in front of the chief minister was also there, and they again liked my idea, and they finally gave me a grant for after, I can say the tenure was around 6 to 7 months it took me to get the proper first grant, and yeah, finally it came in. So as I said, that was the first idea actually through which we actually got my funding. That was my first funding. Never and ever before I had got any funding. The government funding was the first one, and it took me, as I said, around 6 to 7 months to actually get the money in hand. So I don't know, the delay and all those things are something which was there because of pandemic also. But yes, at the end it's all about are you getting it or not. So I got it. Not on the right time, but yes, I got it. Eventually I got it. And after that, my journey with the funding, then I went to private investors also. And now I'm actually getting to understand that yes, I can raise funds. It started with only government grants. Now I can actually raise funds from private investors also. We actually closed a small round right now as well with the Seed Fund India scheme also through AIC GIM. So that is also something which I just cracked currently. Apart from this, again, when I'm going ahead to raise funds, I'm confident enough that I can now raise proper funding through private investors as well. So this journey, raising funds through grants, through SISFs, actually taught me a lot. That yes, that's how you raise funding, and then that's how you present yourself in front of people. It was a good journey. It took time, but it taught me a lot as well. My message for every entrepreneur is that see, I'm also like you guys, only started with no experience. Experience is something which matters to some extent, but it's not the full game. Okay, as I have experienced this also, the game is all about understanding your customers. Very, very important. You have to understand your customers, understanding your business. Very, very important. It's not the money at the end. No, it's not the money. It's about, as I said, if you can completely convince your customers that yes, your product is the right product, which will solve your problem, then yes, you can actually create a good business. You should solve a proper problem. Okay, focus on the problem and solve that problem. Don't create a problem unnecessarily. There has to be a problem. Otherwise, it won't be created. People hear about businesses, people hear about startups and all. But they're like, okay, I want to create a startup, I want to have $100 billion valuation, etc. No, it's not about that. It has to be a genuine problem. It has to be a good solution as well in the market. And all it matters is then how you acquire customers. So get a proper problem, get a good solution to it, and get to the customer. Give him a good experience, good customer experience, and I'm sure money will follow, everything will follow. But it's all about customers. If you can actually convince those customers, give them a good experience as well, solve their problems, everything will follow.